All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to solve some of the word problems you'll be seeing on this Friday's test. So the first thing that you need to understand about division problems is that for division word problems, you're going to be looking for something that represents a total or something that represents a used amount, something that you're using or something that represents some sort of a total. And then the second thing is you're going to be looking for some sort of a part. Division problems always have a total or something that's being used, and then the second part is a part that you're splitting it into usually. So it's really important that you get it in the right order too, because in division, just like in subtraction, the order does matter. So let's look at this first example right here. It says a recipe requires 2/5 cup of butter for one batch of muffins. Enter the number of batches of muffins that can be made using 2 1/2 cups of butter. So if you're looking for keywords, you can see there's a word using right here. So that means we have a total of 2 1/2 cups of butter. That's what we're using. So that's going to be our first number. So it's really important that you read these problems carefully and you find that key word. So we've got 2 1/2, and then we're going to divide it by the part, which is 2/5 cup. Thankfully, in sixth grade, usually the first, whatever number is the total is going to be first, and then whatever's left is going to be the part. So you don't have to do too much thinking for that. Once you find the first number, the total or the use amount, the other fraction is usually the part. So we're going to go through the steps. We're going to rename this. If you need help on renaming a mixed number, you can watch my video on renaming mixed numbers, but this is going to be 5/2. This right here, we're going to use a reciprocal. It also becomes 5/2, and then we're going to multiply, and we get 25/4. In my class, you can just leave it as a fraction like that. However, if you want to simplify it, you can divide, and you would get 6 1/4. This answer is just as good as this answer, although this answer right here makes a lot more sense for the problem. All right. The second type of problem you'll see right here says Jared used 2 3/4 liters of Dr. Pepper to completely fill 4 bottles. If the bottles are all the same size, how many liters does each bottle hold? So once again, those of you who are really careful readers, you can already see the keyword used right there. And he used 2 3/4, so that's going to go first. That's how much total soda he had. And he's splitting this amount into 4 bottles. That's our part right there, into 4 groups. So once again, to solve this, we're going to rename this mixed number as a fraction. We're going to get 11/4. Now this whole number right here, we can rename as a fraction by placing a 1 as a denominator. And then we're going to find the reciprocal of it because we're dividing fractions. So the reciprocal of 4/1 is 1/4. We're going to multiply, and we get 11/16. So that's our quotient for that one. And the last type of problem you'll see says Camila takes 3/5 cups of Sprite to fill 3/8 of a plastic container. How much soda in cups will the full container hold? So you'll notice this one doesn't use the word use like the last two problems, but there's a word in the problem that's a synonym for the word use. And hopefully you can see that the word take right here is the same as the word use. So just because you don't see the word use, hopefully that doesn't confuse you. So just recognize that you might see other forms of the word use, like the word takes is a synonym for that. So they both mean the same thing. So 3/5 will go first for this problem, and then we're going to divide it by the part, which is 3/8. This one we don't have to rename anything, thankfully. So we just have to find the reciprocal of this, which is 8/3, and we're going to multiply, and we're going to get 24/15, which can be simplified to 8/5 by dividing by 3. We get 8/5. You can leave your answer as this. You can also leave your answer as this. And of course, you can rename it as a mixed number, 1 3/5. By the way, for those of you who are a little bit more advanced, you might have seen this on Khan Academy. When you see the same number on the numerator and the denominator when you're multiplying, you can actually just cancel them out or cross them out. They become 1. So basically, you're left with 8/5. That's a little shortcut instead of having to multiply and then divide it out.